Hello there, my name is Alexandra Zhao and I am a senior UX researcher. Thank you for joining my virtual presentation. Today I will be walking you through a lightweight and fun study that I led on the Google Shopping team. If you're curious about more complex or corporate product case studies, stick around until the end for a quick preview. All right, without further ado, let's jump right in. Assistive grocery shopping with Google Shopping List. It's about helping shoppers make faster, more confident choices when they're already in the aisle. And how do we provide the right deals while they are creating the list without being overwhelming? I led this UX research work back in November 2019 when Google Shopping List, now integrated into Google Keep, was part of the Google Shopping team. This was a fast-paced 3-week research sprint. My role was the end-to-end researcher, from framing the study to executing the interviews to synthesizing findings and sharing the findings with the team. We knew from the past research that most people walk into a grocery store with a list, whether it's mental, written, or digital, yet still experience decision fatigue. There are just too many options, too many trade-offs, and not enough clarity on what's worth it. So our objective was to explore how could the Google Shopping List be more helpful with 3 specific goals. First, understand how users compare products in the store, test out what types of promotion view feels most relevant while creating the list, and lastly, uncover unspoken concerns or assumptions that might affect adoption or trust in these features. The study setup was fairly simple and was paired with another related project, though this took about 30 minutes out of a 60-minute session. I ran this study over 3 days in our Mountain View lab, with 8 external participants in one-on-one settings. All participants were primary grocery shoppers who had experience using digital shopping lists and voice-activated assistants like Google Home or Alexa. The last bit was important because users can build a Google Shopping List using voice command via their phone or smart speaker. This functionality was part of the Google Assistant ecosystem, so we wanted participants who were familiar with that experience. In this study, I tested 3 early concepts using sketches, followed by a co-creation activity where participants designed their ideal promotion view. The 3 concepts were tested with a method called the triptych method. It's a rapid concept testing framework developed internally at Google. It works in 2 simple steps. First, we present a need or problem, usually illustrated with a sketch. I then ask participants if that is a problem for them, and if so, how often do they encounter it? How important it is to solve it, and how do they currently handle it. Afterwards, I show them a proposed solution and expected outcome, again with a sketch. Then ask participants about their first impressions, assumptions, and concerns. Since we were testing 3 similar ideas, I also asked participants to rank those 3 concepts in the end based on their desirability and perceived usefulness. So that's the triptych method. I also used participatory design to gauge design interest and design preferences for the promotion display with paper prototype. So now that we've covered the study setup and method, let's dive into the concepts that we tested. I started with 3 in-store support ideas. So the first concept was product sorting. It was designed to address the problem of too many similar options on the shelf, making it hard to decide what to buy. Our solution was to let users sort product directly from their shopping list based on what they care about most. So over here, like price, rating, or nutritional values such as low sugar. The second concept was product recommendations. It tackled a very similar challenge. where people feeling overwhelmed by too many choices, especially when buying something new. And the solution was to show recommendations right in the shopping list based on other shoppers' feedback, such as popularity, ratings, or price. In this illustration, a young person is shopping for a men's vitamin, and the shopping list shows him top picks. Whereas in the first example over here, you'll see that say you're shopping for strawberry jam, and the shopping list let you use filter options and is tags like organic or sugar-free. This third concept was product comparison. This one addressed the situation where a frequently purchased item is out of stock, something that often disrupts a grocery trip. Our solution was to suggest a similar alternatives based on the user's past purchases. In this illustration, it's a pancake mix, so they could quickly find a good replacement without spending the time to read every label. Besides assisting shoppers at the aisle, we also wanted to explore how Google Shopping List could help people take advantage of promotions while creating their shopping list and planning for the trip. Stores often offer different types of deals, like weekly specials, category-based discount, or promotions tied to items to one's list. So for this part of the study, we sketched out several different types of promotions, printed them out, and cut them into individual pieces. Then I asked participants to choose and arrange how they'd like to see those deals while creating their list for the week, if they wanted to see them at all. Participants were free to use the cutouts or sketch their own ideas. This gave us insights into what they considered must-have versus nice-to-have, and how they wanted promotions to appear in relation to their list items. Oops. Here's a photo of the study setup, and it was a lot of fun running in-person interviews and using paper prototypes for this activity. There's just something really engaging about seeing participants physically move elements around to create their ideal experience. Throughout the session, participants brought their own ideas into the mix. Some imagined the shopping list to be a full-fledged grocery app, while others envisioned direct integration with Google Keep. Of course, now you know that Google Keep integration happened, and this is a classic example of how research can contribute to the product roadmap. We kept things open-ended during this co-design exercise to invite free-form thinking, and this picture shows participants 5's creation. Next, I would like to share some key takeaways. First, people find concepts useful, especially in solving the out-of-stock scenario. But interestingly, that concept was least favored because it did not add much value beyond scanning the shelf. And sorting and recommendation features were more appreciated. They reduced mental load and offered concrete help. Participants often assumed smart synchronization with the store inventory, but flagged concerns about data accuracy and freshness. And for the promotion view, relevancy mattered the most. Participants preferred promotions tied to their list or purchase history, and often wanted them to be separate from the main list to avoid clutter. A few participants even asked to combine features like rating badges from the recommendation with filter tips from the sorting to allow more granular control. And despite identifying the problem of the out-of-stock items, participants saw more tangible benefits in the other two concepts, which offered more actionable support rather than just awareness. Impact and reflections. The findings directly influenced prioritization of Google Shopping List features for the in-store use as well as preparation. It also provided early design guidance on how to integrate promotions without disrupting the core user flow. However, if I could do this study again, I would love to test those concepts in a real grocery store and to see how they hold up in a live environment with real shopping pressure. And that concludes the end of this case study, and I hope you enjoyed this fun study. And again, my name is Alexandra Zhao, and I am looking for a senior UX researcher role at a mature, research-forward company. And I would love to connect, whether you have a role in mind or just want to chat about UX research. You can find more of my work at alexandra-zhao.com or connect me on LinkedIn. Hey, thanks for staying. I know some of you are curious to see how I approach more complex, multi-phase research or corporate cases. I'd love to show you a quick preview of what else is in my full presentation. In my full talk, I will walk through 3 case studies, starting from a large-scale feature prioritization study, followed by a major revamp case study of an enterprise security platform, and then the assisted grocery shopping study that you just saw. I will wrap up with a few reflections on leading an impactful UX research team and building scalable research operations. This is the feature prioritization study I did at Malwarebytes as a solo researcher. It laid the foundation for our product expansion strategy. It's a unique mixed method research with 32 participants, with Kano questionnaire and open cart sorting activity. This study had a lasting impact. 3 years later, Malwarebytes launched Identity Protection Suite, directly aligned with the portfolio expansion recommendation from this study. And this brings us to the second case study, still with Malwarebytes, where the final deliverable was a redesigned enterprise cybersecurity platform. This was the Nebula Redesign project, which later launched publicly as ThreatDown 2.0. It was a multi-year effort involving modular information architecture, semantic interaction design concept adoption, and close collaboration across UX, PM, and engineering. I led the foundational research across all phases: Project Flywheel, Project Lift, and Project SAM, to guide both structure and strategic direction of the platform. This timeline here shows how research supported key product milestones from Nebula 1.0 to Nebula 2.0 and main research deliverables in each phase. These insights directly influenced the product roadmap as well as the team resource allocation. Outside of product-focused work, I also led UX research operations and managed a nimble UX research team. For example, this participatory research program. This initiative came from a recurring issue I heard from PMs that they weren't feeling truly connected to our users. So I built a lightweight, scalable program that embedded them into live research sessions tailored for them, not just regular UX research studies. As a result, we saw an increased stakeholder alignment and much faster research buy-in during the product cycle, especially during the early design. And just a bit more about myself. Originally, I came from biotechnology research and stumbled upon UX and have been working as a UX researcher ever since. Previously, I worked at Google, Huawei Technology, and Malwarebytes. Most recently, a personal detour at the Beijing Film Academy, where I studied acting and storytelling. Now I'm fully recharged and back for my exciting UX research work. In my reflection on my journey, there are 3 strengths that consistently define my work as a researcher. Creative study design. I enjoy adopting proven frameworks or developing new ones to tackle complex or ambiguous problems. Whether it's finding the right blend of methods or designing a study from scratch, I'd love to make research fit the challenge. And rigorous execution. And years of laboratory work with mice and tissue cultures taught me precision of scientific discipline really well. I am very meticulous in how I plan and run studies. And lastly, strategic impact. I've learned that beautiful slide decks alone won't get research a seat at the table. I strive to connect our findings to business goals and product decisions, so research can truly influence direction. You'll see all those strengths in action throughout my case studies. So that is all. Thank you so much for staying this long with me. I would love to connect and hear what challenges your team is working on. Drop me a message on LinkedIn and let's connect. Bye.